Welcome to Sunday supper at the Max. Tonight we're having a sandwich and our side is creamy, chunky tomato bisque. Yummy, yummy. I didn't like tomato soup when I was a kid. I thought it was just too milky. And one time I went to a restaurant and they had tomato bisque and I thought, I gotta learn how to make that. So I came home and formulated this recipe, and you know what the creamy part is. The star of the show, Philadelphia cream cheese. It's really very simple to make, makes a good Sunday supper, but it also is a quick meal to make when you come home from a long day at work. Let's get started on our ingredients. Quite easily, we're going to use about a quarter of a nice sweet onion. One of these big sweet onions here, have about a quarter of that. And I'm going to dice it up, but not in a very small dice. It's going to be rather chunky because I want to know the chunks are there. I didn't like that creamy, smooth stuff with no substance to it. I like to have some chunks. So here's our chunks of onion. We're also going to put some nice parsley in it. That adds a nice fresh taste to the soup. There we go. Fresh, curly parsley. Just a little bit. Now the rest of the ingredients. More chunk would be these petite diced tomatoes. Now if it were the middle of summer, I'd probably be using a fresh tomato right from the garden. Take the skin off and chunk it up. Oh, would that be good. And then, of course, we need condensed tomato soup. We're going to have some locally grown mushrooms and a few homemade croutons for the top. And then some cheese from the top. We can't forget, of course, star of the show, Philadelphia cream cheese. That gives it that great flavor. All right, let's get our things together. We're going to go over to the stove here and get our lovely tomato bisque put together. All right, I have a pan heating right here. First thing I'm going to do is put butter in. Guess I better do that if Paula Dean's watching. And I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in there also. That keeps that burn point up a little bit. Oh, is there anything better than sizzling butter, Paula? Huh? Love it too. All right, into this we go with our beautiful onions that are chopped up and our parsley. We're going to put a handful of mushrooms in there. And you can put as many mushrooms in as you like, but I want lots of chunks in mine. Now here we go. We're going to brown these a bit. Maybe I'll turn that heat up a little bit. Ah, yummy. Now this is about the point where my husband would say, "Oh, Audrey, supper smells good," and all I have is onions cooking. Let these browned up a little bit. Of course we want to season them, so I'm going to season them with some salt, some fresh ground pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, a little Italian seasoning. Let's get these a bit browner. Now, my secret ingredient for mushrooms makes them taste meaty. Worcestershire sauce. They're in a throw a tablespoon or maybe a little more of Worcestershire sauce. Let that cook down a little bit. That just gives those mushrooms a great meaty flavor. It is smelling good in here. Let's cook this down just a bit more. because we do want a little bite. Remember, I'm the gal that likes a little chunky in there. But of course, I also like the creamy, not milky, creamy. So, to one small can of tomato soup, I'm just going to use 4 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese, put it right into the onion and mushroom mixture. Now, it's been softened a bit. I had it sitting out on the counter an hour or so. We're going to get this melted into our onions and our mushrooms. I want to get it good and smooth. Oh, we need another little bit of chunk in here. We're going to put in our petite diced tomatoes. Yum. Now, of course, you're not going to use a whole can of those tomatoes, but they will freeze really nice, and then you can just pull them out and use them the next time you make this, because, believe me, you'll be making this a lot. Ah, look at how nice and creamy that mixture has become. And now we need our condensed tomato soup. Don't you love these pull tabs? Makes life easy. And into the mixture the tomato soup goes. Turn down the heat a little bit. Look at that beautiful color. Isn't that beautiful? Now, my motto is waste not, want not. So, I put a little bit of milk into the can, oh, maybe 1/3 of the way up. Clean out the can of soup with your milk. Uh-oh. Pour it in there. Oh, my mommy would be so proud of me that I didn't waste anything. And we're almost done with this bisque. Wasn't this easy? Make sure that it's well mixed. And now that you have it well mixed, find yourself a nice crock or something that can go under the broiler. Let's get that broiler on a while. And we'll pour some hot soup into our crock. Ah, look at the chunks. Look at the creamy. Thank you, Philadelphia cream cheese. And now we'll put our croutons on the top. They're homemade, by the way. Those store-bought little bullets don't make this taste very good. And now, some mozzarella cheese on the top of that soup. And we're going to put it under the broiler for a few moments until it gets nice and bubbly and brown. I hope you'd come to the Mac's Kitchen anytime. And we're happy to use Philadelphia cream cheese in a lot of recipes. I'd love to be the next Philadelphia woman. I enjoyed having you in my kitchen. Come back again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.